Okay, welcome to today's training. Welcome everyone, and it's time for us to get started. Today we are going to be looking at how um, you can start to generate for yourself consistent sales online by applying what we call the cost tree. These are highly overlooked, you know, elements that are simple to apply, yet so many businesses they mix it, right? But we're going to look at them and see exactly how you can apply them to your business and start generating consistent sales for yourself and for your clients if you're someone who runs an agency. Okay. Now, our goal here for you today is to ensure that you have a predictable framework that will guarantee consistent flow of sales and customers in your business, in your e-commerce business, right? So that you end up experiencing that freedom and lifestyle that you've always wanted and dreamed of, right? Even if you're just starting e-commerce today or you just got started with your own e-commerce business yesterday, all right? Now, what we are going to show you here today are the same strategies, the exact strategies that we and a few other smart individuals are using to win in the e-commerce industry. All right. And here is what we are going to cover today here on this training. All right. We're going to be looking at the three fundamental elements that you need to guarantee consistent inflow of sales for your e-commerce business. And of course, the four Facebook ad copy variations you can always deploy in your ads to drive clicks to your landing pages. Okay, four ad creatives variation that, when deployed in your business, all right, will stop your potential customer from scrolling and pay attention to whatever it is that you have to say. All right. Of course, we're going to be looking at the four methods you can use to always target your potential customers. And the one method that we have used to generate eight figures in sales and profit. And of course, we're going to be looking at the four conversion factors that converts traffic. How can you turn strangers into paying customers, right? Over time, every single time, day in, day out. We're going to be looking at that today. And of course, we're going to look at the six vital elements to have on your landing page. If you do this wrong, I guarantee you that you're leaving a whole lot of money on the table. So you really want to pay attention once we get to this point. And of course, we're going to be looking at the three-step funnel structure that guarantees your customers to buy once and of course they buy again, buy more, right? We're going to be looking at proven four-step sales later structure, right? This is a sales later structure that is proven, right? And we're going to look at exactly how you can go about fleshing it out so that you ensure that you have consistent sales. And of course, seven vital factors to consider when creating your offers. The offer that you put in front of your potential customer is very important if you want them to become paying customers. All right. And of course, we are going to look at the four conversion factors, six vital things that keeps your customer glued to you and keep them buying from you every single time. All right. And of course, if you stick with us, if you stay with us till the end of this training, uh, you could just be one of the lucky ones who win a free 30 minutes consultation with us. All right. Now, this 30 minutes consultation usually costs around 150 to 200 thousand. But of course, because you're here, you can just be one of those lucky persons, right? Sounds good, isn't it? Now, before we get into the meaty part of this training, I want to ensure that we have the right people here and those persons who shouldn't be here. So we want to get some things clear before we dive really deep into this. Okay, so who is this webinar for? People who want to make who is this webinar not for? Rather, people who want to make lots of money without investing in themselves, right? Um People who want to do nothing but click a button and make money, or those people who like Ponzi schemes, right? Of course, we can see the whole thing that is going on with Ponzi schemes here the wave is terrible, right? And of course, people who are scared to get uncomfortable or take risk, right? A whole lot of people don't know that life itself is a risk, right? Life is a risk, because at any point you could sleep and not wake up. We take risk every day, so why don't you take risk that will end up, generating more money for yourself and your business, and live that life that you've always wanted, right? Of course, those persons who don't believe in simplicity, if you think that for you to get things working for you in your business, you have to engage in complexity, you want complex systems, or those things that they draw zigzag, and you have to go through a thousand steps for you to achieve what you want. No, this is not for such persons. Okay, so who is this webinar for? Who are those persons that should be here? People who are looking to explode their sales online. If you're looking to explode your sales online, this is the place you're welcome. This is where you should be. All right, people who are ready to learn and you're not afraid to change your views. Okay, you should pay attention, of course, and people who want to improve their quality of living, because yeah, you need money to be able to live the kind of lifestyle that you want. Correct, of course. And of course, if you make more sales, you have more customers, that leads to more money for yourself, right? People, of course, who are willing to positively impact their lives and their customers. I'm a big believer of impacting lives, and not just for the sake of the money. All right, so if you're in business and you don't have that vision to impact lives, of course you should close your shop. Okay, this is why I always tell people, ensure that you sell products that work and you genuinely care about your customers. So if you are one of those persons who want to positively impact lives, you're welcome. I'm glad to have you here this evening. All right. Now, listen, the opportunity in e-commerce is huge. Okay, we all know that the e-commerce is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay, so it's an industry that you should be playing in. Okay, there will always be humans with needs and wants that must be met. Okay, so e-commerce is not going away anytime soon. As long as humans have needs, they have wants, e-commerce will be around. All right. And of course, this is the easiest way to generate consistent daily, weekly, and monthly income if you do it right. All right. The emergence of the internet even made things a whole lot easier. Of course, we all know about the early days of trade and barter, right? So the internet has made things easier, has, broken down the traditional walls. Anybody can just build a highly profitable e-commerce business from home, and with the help of a laptop. All you need is a laptop and internet connection, good knowledge of of the business that you're about getting started in, and of course some startup capital, right? And selling online now allows us to meet people with needs better than ever. Okay, you can sit in your room in your pajamas and you are attending to people from right there. All right, so right now is the perfect time for you to position yourself and build a lasting business. Okay, and building a lasting business, there are some foundational elements that you must apply for you to build a lasting business. You don't want to get into a business that every single time. This is why I don't fancy people who every single time they look for the next product to sell, right? It simply means that you're not building structure in your business. You don't even know what you're doing, right? So this is the perfect time for you to position yourself and build a lasting business. Okay. Now, at this point, I'm supposed to be telling you a story of how I got started, but I believe that we are not here for stories. We are here. We are business people, right? You want to know exactly how you can get consistent sales and customers in your business. Okay. I'm not here to try to tell you some surreal stories, or how something was discovered, how we stumbled on this great system. No, I don't want to bore you with all of those stories, but we are going to get straight into it. But first, I know you're probably wondering, for those persons who are new, you don't know me yet. My name is Jonathan Melody. Of course, I'm born in Nigeria and I still live here. Okay. I have over 13 years experience selling online. I got into the internet space 2007. All right, and I've trained thousands of people, okay, around the world through my paid and free trainings. And of course, I'm the founder of the 10x e-commerce community, a very fast growing community. Okay. And of course, I'm the author of the best-selling book, The 10x E-commerce Secrets. And today, I have a very good friend of mine with me here today. Um, who is going to share some great things with you guys. Okay, listen, I know most of you don't know him. Some of you who are here don't know him. Some of you here, you know him, but he's someone I've seen that he has been doing some amazing things in the space. In fact, I was blown away to even know that he's part of the 10x community. All right, and without wasting more time, I want to introduce my friend, Believe Shika. Believe Shika, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. All
Believe
right.
Shika, believe, are you there?
Yeah, I am here. I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
Believe Shika, we're waiting for you. We are waiting for you to come on. Are you there?
I am here. I'm here.
Are you there? What's going on? Okay, great.
Hello, can you hear me, sir? All right. Please, if you can hear me, drop yes. I can hear you in the what's it called? In the chat box. Okay. All right. My name is Belief Chika, and I was born in Nigeria, and I still live here. All right. I've been doing stuff on the internet. Selling stuff on the internet for over 12 years. And I've been able to coach, or rather, personally guided a few persons to 6, 7, and 8 figures per month and per year. All right. Not too much stuff about me. I'm just a normal guy selling stuff online. Just a normal guy selling stuff online. And today, um, we'll be looking at um certain misconceptions about growing an e-commerce business. Truth be said, when you're growing an e-commerce business, you don't need to have you know it's not about figuring out your logistics. Okay, it's not even about having a branded product. It's not even about having hundreds of staff. You don't even need an office actually. All right. These are not the things that are needed to actually grow what's it called, a profitable e-commerce business. All right, there are basically three foundational elements that you need to have in place to grow your e-commerce business. All right, even before you consider the points stated earlier. All right, now what we're trying to say is, hiring hundreds of staff, getting an office space, figuring out logistics will be futile if these three foundational elements are not in place. All right. So the three elements you need to have in place in order to grow your e-commerce business are: number one, you need to have acquisition protocols, you need to have conversion protocols, and you need to have retention protocols. All right. And this is what we are going to be dealing with in this training. Okay. So we are just going to dive right into it. And the first thing I want to talk about here is acquisition. So you want to have protocols that help you attract potential customers to your business, and not just attract potential customers, but you want to attract tons and tons and tons of these potential customers in your marketplace. All right. So uh, to do this, what we'll be looking at basically is traffic. And we'll be looking at Facebook ads. All right, Facebook advertising. All right. And what we're going to be looking at in this section is we're going to be looking at three core things here. We're going to be looking at how to put out the right message out there. All right. And how to present this message to the right audience, and then how to analyze your numbers, and then make use of your numbers to make vital advertising decisions. All right. So let's just dive straight into it. Okay. The first thing I want to look at about crafting your message is your ad copy. All right. Now, when we talk about putting out the right message here, we are looking at two things actually. We are looking at what you do with your ad copy, your Facebook advertising copy, and what you do with your Facebook advertising creative. All right. So the first thing I want to address here what's it called, your Facebook ad copy. All right. And then we are going to be going through four kinds of variations of copies of Facebook ad copy that you can use for your e-commerce business. All right. To get people's attention. All right. And make them make them interested in what you're saying, make them interested in your message, and then get them to take action, based on the what's it called, the message you put out there. So the first thing we are going to be looking at here is story ad copy. All right. Here we just want to what you want to do with your story ad copy is basically you want to tell a simple story, right, about a discovery, right, something you discovered. All right. You want to talk about how that discovery actually transformed your life. Right. So for example, look at this what they called image by the right hand side here. Okay, it starts with my fertility story, fibroid melting solution, and all that. So basically what you want to do with your story ad copy is you want to talk about you know the problem you had, all right, your journey of discovery of a solution, all right, how you discover the solution, all right, and how that discovery helped transform your life. Now, those four blocks, all right, your experience with the problem, that's number one. Now, when you want to talk about your experience with the problem, you want to talk about the frustration you had with the problem, your struggle with the problem, and all that. And then you want to talk about your journey of a discovery, all right. How was the journey like? Was it tedious? Was it frustrating? Did you struggle and all that? And then you want to talk about how you discovered the solution. All right. And then after the discovery, you want to also talk about how that discovery transformed your life. All right. So those are the four things to look at when you want to craft a story ad copy. And the truth of the matter is just that story ad copies work. All right, story ad copies work because see, every human being loves stories. All right, we all love stories, and stories have a what's it called, emotional elements. All right, sprinkled on it. All right, now one of the things that will make a story ad copy work a lot is if you are able to create a if you're able to frame your story around a common narrative that every as in a large part of your audience can easily relate to. All right. Now, what will make your story unique is your unique journey of discovery. All right, and the uniqueness of the discovery And the uniqueness of the transformation, it brought to you. All right, that is what will make your own story unique. All right, because we are all unique human beings. All right, so there are certain things that can, there are certain personal experience we can have and all that as a result of using different kind of products and all that. So these are the things you want to look at when you're using story. Like I said, stories work a lot, and you want to use this as part of your ad what's it called, ad copy. All right, so the next thing we want to look at here is value copy. All right, the next kind of copy you can use for your Facebook ads is value add copy. So here you just want to talk about um uh you know the what's it called, the value of a certain benefit. Now here is how I do it. Basically, you want to talk about the value of a certain benefit in in a product. All right, that a product gives actually. All right, as in what, but if let's say if a product has the benefits of, just like here we have diabetes. Okay, now your product is a diabetes product, and um, it has a core benefit of reducing high blood sugar. All right, so you want to write your copy, all right, centered around that as in the value it brings, to the customer. All right, so using value add copy is another method and way that will help you. All right, put out ad copies, write ad copies that will help you generate what's it called, good clicks to your sales pages. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about here is user generated copy. I love this one a lot because it helps your audience know that other persons are using this product and they are getting results with it. So what you actually want to do is you go back to your customers, all right, use what's it called, testimonials from them, the reviews about your product, their comments about their product, about your product, reviews about your product, testimonials about your product, and you use it to write your ad copy. All right. So this is another method you can use to write ad copy. Now, the reason why I love user generated ad copy is simply because, like I said earlier, it helps your audience to know that, you know, somebody, some people, so many persons, a few persons are using this product that I want to buy. All right, and they are getting results with it. All right, so for example, here you can see an example of a user generated what's it called, ad copy here. All right, for a blood sugar product. All right, and this is a basically a what's it called, a testimonial. All right, so this is basically a testimonial. So you can what you can do here is you go back to your customers, when they send you what's it called, those reviews about your product, testimonials about your product, you can use them as ad copies. It doesn't necessarily have to be long. You understand, it doesn't necessarily have to be long. All right, see, sorry, let me state this. A lot of people say, hey, writing long copies is good, writing short copies is good. I've gotten results with long copies, I've gotten results with short copies. What matters most is what does your copy actually resonate very, very well with your audience. That is what matters the most. All right, that's what matters the most. Does your copy actually resonate a lot, all right, with your audience? That's what matters the most. All right, so whether it is short or long, what matters is that you want to write stuff that will actually resonate with your audience. So user generated ad copy works, value ad copy works, story ad copy works. And the last one I want to talk about here is contrarian, what's it called, an contrarian ad copy. Like, this is an ad copy variation that, you can use to write your Facebook ad copy. Like, what it does here is, what you want to do here, you want to challenge a myth, you want to challenge a cliche, you want to challenge a thought pattern, certain things that people believe. All right. For example, here, there's this tweet here by Sir Jonathan Melody. Um, uh, you know, uh, the intro of the copy said, "I thought cutting down on fatty food will make me lose weight, but all I see is adding 2 kg each night." All right. Now, what this is trying to say is, a lot of people say, if you want to lose weight, stay away from fatty foods. All right. And that, in fact, let me even add. Some people say, if you want to lose weight, all right, if you want to lose weight, stop eating out. All right. Cook your own food and eat at home. But can I tell you something? During the COVID-19, a lot of people were getting fat. All right. During the lockdown period, a lot of people were getting fat. All right. So what does that tell you? Okay, so you could use that, to challenge the norm that, people hold in high esteem. All right. And then what you actually want to do is, when you challenge these normal myths and cliches and what have you, you want to introduce your own potent formula. You want to introduce your own potent method, all right, on how to achieve the goal that they want to achieve. All right. For example, I could come up now and say, um, targeting is dead. I'm like, let's say I want to write an ad copy for what's it called? I want to write an ad copy for a Facebook ad copy, or for a Facebook ads course. All right, I can now say, targeting is dead. All right, and contrary to what many people believe, they think that your Facebook ads will only work when you target the right audience. All right, then I want to drill down the ad copy to the core elements that make Facebook ads work. I don't know whether I hope you just get the point. All right. So writing a contrarian ad copy is basically challenging myths, cliches, and normal thought patterns that what's it called, a certain audience hold to an extent in high esteem, and then you want to introduce your own unique formula that will help them achieve their desired goal and help them what's it called, achieve their desired end result. All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is your creatives. Now, before I talk about creatives, let me tell you something. If you want to cook a very good Facebook ad soup, like, what I mean by cooking a good Facebook ad soup is that you want to combine three ingredients that will help you cook Facebook a very good Facebook ad soup. All right. Soup here means your ads will be giving you results. It will be generating leads for you, generating enough clicks for you, bringing in potential buyers to your what's it called, sales page and all that. So these are the three things you want to look at. Now I've talked about the first one. The first one is your ad copy. All right. The second thing is what I'm going to be talking about here, which is your ad creatives, and the third thing here is your audience. All right. These are the three things, the three core ingredients that make Facebook advertising work. Number one, your ad copy, which we have talked about, and we've talked about the four things four ad copy methods you can use to write your ad copy. We talked about the story, what's it called, ad copy. We talked about the value ad copy. We talked about the contrarian ad copy, and we talked about user generated ad copy. All right. So, we want to talk about creatives here. We want to look at four types of ad creatives you can use anytime you want to run your Facebook ads. The first thing we are going to be looking at is native ads, product images, thirdly, demonstrative videos, and fourthly, user generated, what's it called, images, or what's it called, videos. All right. So for native images here, you can just see something as simple as this. All right. Something as simple as this. Now look at the headline here. What they don't tell you about diabetes. All right. Now you might be looking at this image and you're looking at what is this person pouring on the leg of some other person. All right. Now, see what you actually want to do with your ad creatives is that if you're using a what's it called, an image ad creative, you want to make it if very very clear and of good high quality. All right. Now, look at this image here. You'll be wondering, how does pouring something, on some pouring a fluid, or pouring an oil, or pouring something on somebody's leg, how does it relate with diabetes? All right. Now, this helps bring what's it called? It helps with curiosity, right? Native ad images help with curiosity. All right, it helps with curiosity. So this is one kind of image that you want to use. For example, let's say you want to sell something about IT. All right, instead of putting the IT product there, you can, for example, you can go online, look for somebody who has what's it called, um his or her face, all right, and then the two tea bags, let's say two IT bags on the eyes of the person, all right. That is an what's it called, a native image, all right. So you can use that for your ad. So what the basically what you are trying to do here, you are trying to come up with images that are disruptive, all right. Here, abstract kind of images, but abstract images that spike up curiosity, and at the same time, at what's it called, catches the attention of the potential customer. All right. So the next image you want to use here is um, the next stuff we want to talk about here is a product image. All right. So this is very very simple. All right. You can here you can use just the product image alone, or you can use the product image with it with text, just like you see on the what's it called, slide here, 21 days healthy weight loss program, and you can see other stuff here, and then you see the shop now button. All right, so you can use the image alone, or you can combine image and text. All right, so this is another what's it called, ad creative variation you want to deploy when next you are running your Facebook ad. And another thing you want to pay attention here to is when you're using images like this, product images like this, you want to give a lot of space. You want your ad images to have lots of space, all right, and you don't want to use plenty words, plenty text, too much text on your what's it called, too much text um on your ad image, all right. It will make the ad image what's it called, ugly, and Facebook will not like it. All right, so allow a lot of space, and then use less text, and then allow your product to have a good chunk of the what's it called, the image. All right, so just like I said here, you can use just the product image alone, or you can combine the product image and text, just as it is displayed here. All right, so the next ad creative format you want to test, or you want to use when next you're running your Facebook ad, is what's it called, a product demonstrative video. All right, now this is the kind of video where you have someone demonstrate how to use the product, all right, or demonstrate using the product. There are no two ways about it. If it is a pen, you want to demonstrate how somebody uses the pen to write, all right. If it is what's it called, a handkerchief, you want to demonstrate how somebody uses the handkerchief to clean up heat, and do other things with the handkerchief, all right. If it is what's it called, like the product here, you want to rub it on your face. And truth of the matter is, this kind of videos, they don't have to be long, all right. They don't have to be too long, all right. The most important thing is you are trying to tell the customer, hey, the product is being used, all right. This is how to use the product, all right. So using demonstrative videos, you can do it yourself. You can hire people to do it for you. You can even tell your friends to do it for you. You can tell your siblings to do it for you. You can get someone that loves you to do it for you. All right. So using demonstrative videos is, but now one of the things about using product demonstrative videos is that it makes the customer to see how the product is being used, all right, how the product is being used. Now another thing here is, when you use the product, when you demonstrate how the product is being used, all right, also sneak in the result that using the product brought about, all right. It will make the what's it called, the ad creative what's it called, or the demonstrative video ad creative, very very potent. Now when you say you use a pen, all right, to when you demonstrate using a pen, you also want to show the end product of how that pen was used, what, as in, what actually happened after using that pen. All right. So that's what I'm just trying to explain here. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is user generated, what's it called, content. Now, let me say something here too. All right. You can also use this as an image. You can also get demonstrative images. All right. You can also get demonstrative image. For example, just like this one here now. All right. You can just, get somebody to rub the what's it called, the cream on his face or her face, and you can use that as your ad copy. All right. You can use that as your ad copy. Why? You can, that's what I'm trying to say is, you can use demonstrative videos. You can use demonstrative images too. All right. You can use product demonstrative videos and product demonstrative images. All right. So um, user generated images and user generated what's it called, videos. All right, here you want to get you want to get content from people who have bought your product from you. You want them to take pictures with the product, you want them to record themselves using the product, you want them to just do something with the product. Either they are unboxing the product, they are playing around with the product, they are using the product to have fun and all that. Now, if it is a tea, just like this one here, all right, you can see what the person is doing here is a tea bag, and the person is taking the tea. All right, so this is one of the ways to have user generated content. Like, you can get your customers to take a picture of themselves with the product. You can also get your customers to record a 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute video of them using the product. All right. If it is a tea that you sell, you can ask your customer, can you record a video where you just bring out the tea bag, put it in the cup, pour in your hot water, and then wait for it to get done a little bit, and then you take it. But you just, while somebody's recording you and all that, and then you can use that for as your what's it called, ad creative. Another thing that you do here with user generated content is you want to have texts too. All right, you want to have texts too. All right. Now, what you want to do is, let's say the person is um bringing out what's it called, the tea bag. You can just be as in turning, writing steps. Step one, you can say step one, bring out the tea bag. Step two, put it in the cup. Step three, pour in your water. Step four, wait for 10 minutes. Step five, you can now drink. All right, now these are very, very simple stuff. Most importantly, it creates some kind of rapport with the audience. All right, it creates some rapport with the audience and all that. Same thing you can do for your demonstrative videos too. All right, while your customer is what's it called, while you are demonstrating how the product is being used, you can use the image. You can use the image or the video like that. Or secondly, what you want to also do too, as they are demonstrating how the product is being used, you can be coming up with texts, just at the back, at the bottom where you are stating how the product is being used and all that, and you're good. All right. Okay. So we want to talk about audiences now, how to target the right audience right now. And one of the ways to reach target your audience, all right, is by behavior. All right. Now, what your by what we mean by behavior here is, um you know basically, how they behave on, how Facebook, sees their behavior on the blue app. All right, how Facebook, measures or sees, or takes their behavior on the blue app. This is a layman's way of explaining this stuff. All right, so you can target your audience, with certain behavioral, what's it called, keywords like frequent travelers, engaged shoppers, mobile users, and so on and so on and so on, frequent international travelers, and all that and all that. All right. So get your audience is by what's it called, demographics. So you can target their age, gender, country, And this is very, very simple. You do this at your ad set level. All right. Another way you can target your audience is by status. All right. You can target married people. You can target single people. You can target what's it called, divorced people. You can also target what's it called? You can also target parents. All right, people who are parents. I think being a parent is a status to an extent. I don't, Abby. I think so. All right. So you can target married people. You can target single people. You can target diverse. And another way you can reach out to your audience is when you do zero targeting. That is, you just target broad. And this is one of the best methods I have used and we have used to generate tons and tons and tons of sales and tons of revenue for our businesses and our clients. All right. So basically you don't use any interest. That is what it means. You don't target people by by their status. You don't target people by their behavior. You don't target via interests and you don't target via interest and all that. So you just leave it at zero targeting. You don't put anything there. All right. Another way you want to target is via interest. You want to reach out to people who love singing, want to look at people who love dieting, who love football, who love cooking, who love dancing, and all that. So now, something about Facebook interest. Now, recently Facebook has been, wiping off certain interests, and all that. And so there are certain what's it called, interest audiences you will not be seeing on the Facebook app. All right, that there are certain interest audiences you will not be seeing on the Facebook app. That's why I said my best targeting, what's it called, has been broad. I have sold tons and tons and tons of different products using zero targeting, and the reason is simple. Facebook algorithm is intelligent. Facebook knows what interests. Facebook algorithm basically, can take a content and show it to the right audience. All right, based on their activities on their app. Okay, for example, let us say I went on Facebook and I watched a video about bread making. All right, all immediately the moment I leave that video, it might not be an ad video. All right, the moment I leave that video, all of a sudden Facebook will want to show me an ad about something related to bread. All right, so that is how intelligent the algorithm is. All right, that's how intelligent the algorithm is. Ad creative and the right ad copy, and when the both of them combine to resonate very, very well, all right, with your audience. All right, so that is what makes it work the most. So the last thing I want to talk about here is your numbers. All right, want to look at how you can depend on your numbers to make database decisions that will help your Facebook ads perform optimally. All right, CPM here stands for cost per impression. CTR here stands for click through rate. CPC here stands for cost per click, and CPA here stands for cost per acquisition. All right. CPM here is cost per thousand. All right. That is the amount you pay per 1,000 impressions. All right. Now here is the short story about this whole thing. I came to learn and discover that if you're able to lower your CPM, all right, if you're able to have a low CPM, your CTR will do well, your CPC will do well, your CPA will do well, provided you have a very good offer and sales funnel, which Sir Jonathan Melody will talk about in the next few minutes. All right. So what you want to do here is, if your CPM is high, your ad with the other what's it called, costs of it will affect the other metrics. That is just the truth. That's what I've discovered on so many accounts, and spending a whole lot of money on ads. If your CPM is high, if your CPM is high, if your CPM is high, it will affect all other metrics. All right, and all other metrics include see having a good what's it called relevance score, targeting the right audience. But my dear, here's what I've come to discover: if you have a very good ad creative that is generating good engagement, generating good clicks, and is resonating well with your audience, your CPM will come down. All right, and as a result, your CTRO will improve, your CPC will come down, and your CPA will improve. All right, now having a good CPM, what it to tell you is that it just telling you that if you have a low CPM, it just tells you that your ad on Facebook is performing very, very well. Now, there is a very, very good possibility that you have a good CPM, but your CPA is not good enough. Now, what it simply means is that your offer needs to be what's it called improved. All right, your what's it called your sales funnel, sorry, your sales copy needs to be improved. All right, and that is what Sir Jonathan Melody is going to be talking about in the next few minutes. Now, before I wrap up, I want to state a few things here about Facebook advertising. After my few of as a during my few years of running Facebook ads, all right, I've come to understand that Facebook ads can be predictable, Facebook ads can be controlled, and the performance of Facebook can be measured, especially with these metrics. All right, can be measured, and vital decisions can be made. Now, if your CPM, for example, if your CPM is high, all right, what is just basically telling you is that, see, you are not getting good impressions, and that is why you're paying high for what that's why you're paying high fees for impressions. All right. So what you actually want to look at is, you want to actually look at, are my creatives good enough? Is it resonating properly with my audience? All right. Is my ad copy, because if your CPM is performing poorly, your CTR will be high. All right. So what you want to also look at is my ad copy good enough? Is it resonating very, very well with my audience? We talked about four what's it called ad copy variations you want to use. All four of them work. So what you want to do with those four ad copies is, you want to um, um, structure them properly, so that they deliver the proper and right message to your audience, and then so that they can be able to take action. Now, how do you combine your ad copies and what's it called your your ad creatives to work together? All right, so it's basically simple. It's basically simple. This whole thing, like I've always talked about, and I've always said, it all boils down to understanding your audience. That's just the truth of the matter. Everything Facebook advertising, everything, these three core, you'll be able to acquire customers, you'll be able to convert customers, you'll be able to retain customers, if you are able to understand them, and if you're able to understand each stage of their customer journey. All right, if you're able to understand them properly, you'll be able to know what to put out there to grab their attention, what to put out there to make them take action, what to put out there to make them come on your landing page, what to put out there to make them take your offer, what to put out there to make them fill your order form, what to put out there to make them buy from you. All right, and then you know having what's it called a good understanding of your customers, all right, will remove a lot of guesswork away from you. All right, it will put out a ton and a ton of guesswork away from you, and all that. So these are the things we've looked at. We've looked at, how to acquire customers, using putting out good messages out there, reaching out to the right audience, and then taking good care of your numbers. Just like I said, don't forget, if your CPM is high, then that means your ad creative is poor. And if your CPM is high, it will affect the other metrics. All right. And you don't want that to happen. All right. So one more thing, Facebook advertising is ad creative intensive. That is the creme de la creme of Facebook advertising. If you want Facebook advertising to work for you, as much as possible, as much as you want to understand your audience, come up with good ad creatives, write good ad copies. All right, understand your numbers, and then be able to make certain decisions that will improve the performance of your Facebook advertising. If you do these stuff, your Facebook ads will be doing well and you'll be good. Right? So over to you, Sir Melody Jonathan.
That was a marathon by Shika right there. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this section so far, and you found value in this. I want to see your comments. If you find this really valuable, write some comment. Like, encourage us that really you're getting something out of this, right? So I want to see that you're really getting something out of this section. Okay. Now, like Shika has already told you guys, understanding your audience is vital. Okay, it's very important to know who your customer or your potential customer is, because if you don't know who this person is, you don't understand who they are, it will be difficult for you to want craft out the right messaging. Okay, you want to understand or know the stage that they are in their journey. Okay, which is why we're going to be talking about the conversion. Okay, for you to be able to convert your customers or to convert strangers into buyers, you need to understand their journey. Okay, if you don't understand their journey, it becomes difficult. And there are a few things that will help you to be able to convert strangers into customers, right? Number one is the landing page, okay, the place that they are going to land on first. So once they click off Facebook, they are going to land somewhere, right? It's your landing page. It could be your directly to your store, it could be to your pre-sale, it could be to an opt-in page, right? That page is vital for the next step that the people are going to take. So you want to ensure that you pay attention to your landing page. We're going to talk about some few things that you should be looking at in terms of your landing page. And of course, the next thing is your funnel structure. The funnel structure is very important because you want to understand the customer journey, right? You don't just want to put out your message out there randomly. Okay, you want to know at what stage are these people, those people who you are attracting via these Facebook ads, what stage are they in the journey? Okay, so this will help you to craft out the message that you should put out. So Shika has talked about these types of ads, these contrarian ads, these native ads, these demonstrative videos, these user generated videos. If you don't know the stage that your customer is or your potential customer is, it will be difficult for you to know which of these ads or creatives that you should be using and at what point should you be using them. All right, and that is why we're going to be talking about the funnel structure. The next thing that will influence your conversion is your sales letter structure. All right. How do you structure your sales letter? This will play a role in terms of how you get people to, convert, to turn them from strangers into buyers, right? And of course, your offer. We can't do this. This whole section will not be complete without your offer, right? The offer is a vital part of this entire conversion. Okay, once you know your customer, you know what they want, how then can you present it, right? So your offer is a very important of this. The first one we're going to be looking at is the landing page. Like I said before, that the landing page could be your pre-sale page, it could be your opt-in page, it could even be your store for most of you who still run your ads or still have such structures, right? um, and there are a few things that will influence the conversion of your landing page. One, the loading speed. Okay, you want to ensure that people click and they can land on your page quickly. All right. I don't know, but personally, if I click on an ad and it's taking time for it to load and open up, I will just get bored and switch on to something else. And we all know that the attention span of people is dwindling, right? So you want to ensure that your pages they load fast, like speed fast, right? The second thing that you want to ensure that your landing page have is the page design. The page design. I see people who don't really pay attention to their designs. They just put out crappy designs out there. But listen, you've grown past that era of just putting things out, right? You want to ensure that you pay attention to the type of designs that you put out there. Okay, the fonts you use, the colors you use, and of course your headlines. Okay, your headlines. Once someone lands on your page, the first thing that they're going to see is the headline, right? The headline is what will get them to continue reading. And one thing that I've seen some people do is they have some a message on Facebook, and you click over to their landing page, and they're saying something different. No, you shouldn't do that. Your message should be consistent down your funnel. All right, your message should be consistent. This is why you need to have a unique approach to what you are putting out. Okay, there should be a unique mechanism. All right. What's that big idea around what you're putting out? And for you to have this big idea, of course, it simply means that you've really dug in to really understand who your customer is, and what makes them think, what makes them think. It will help you to craft out your headlines. Your headlines are just an expression of the idea behind your product. All right, that's what I tell people. Your headlines are just expression of the idea. Okay, what is that thing that this big thing that makes your product work, right? Is it that you're using a contrarian part to get people to your landing page? It should still maintain the same momentum that you have started right on Facebook. All right. Then the next thing, of course, that uh, you really want to pay attention to, that you should take seriously, is your CTAs. Okay, a whole lot of people just use regular CTAs like click here, start here. No, like give commands, right? There's what they call embedded commands. Okay, so you want to make people believe that they are actually involved in what they are doing. So instead of saying that click here now, let's say you're selling a diabetes product, instead of saying click here, you can say lower your blood sugar, right? Or start your blood sugar lowering journey, right? I want to start my blood sugar lowering journey. That is a way, that's an embedded command. The person sees that, oh yeah, the person becomes really involved in what you are trying to do. Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about is the funnel structure. Now, initially, I told you guys that it's important to understand the level or the point of the journey that your customer is. Okay. So, is the person just seeing or hearing about your business, right? Or is it, has the person heard about you before? Has the person interacted with your site, right? Has the person bought from you before, right? This will help you to craft out the right messaging. Okay, to help you to craft out the right messaging. Now, if you look here, I have what I call the top of the funnel. The top of the funnel are basically the people who haven't heard about you before. So these are cold audience. Okay, they've not heard about you, they've not heard about your brand. Yes, they have been seeing other products from your market, from your niche, from your competitors, but they've not heard about you before, right? And this is where you're going to use the type of ads that's going to get their attention, right? This your ads here should be focus on getting their attention, because now listen, what you are trying to buy on Facebook is attention. That is what you're trying to buy on Facebook, and you want to take it off of Facebook as fast as possible. Okay, don't spend so much time on Facebook, right? So you grab the attention of this cold audience. You're using a contrarian angle to do that. You're using a value copy to do that. You're using a story to do that. But if you're using a story, it should be short to take the people off Facebook and take them to your landing page. All right. So that's the top of the funnel, right? Now, the middle of the funnel is simply people who have interacted with your content, right? So these people, they are warm audience because they've interacted with your audience, with your post on Facebook, with your website, right? These are people in the middle of the funnel. Now, at the middle of the funnel, it simply means that you want to get you want more information. They probably want more information. So at this point is where you're going to be having ads whereby you can share how this product is being used, stories from people, right? Then that's what, or even giving more value to the people at the middle of the funnel. All right. Then you have the bottom of the funnel. These are people who have started the journey. All right. They've gone to your website. They try to add to cart, but maybe they didn't complete the process. Right. They didn't complete the process. It simply means that something had stopped them from completing the process. So how do you get them back to your website? You use maybe they don't trust you well yet, maybe they are not well convinced yet. So this is where you now start using things like testimonials, right? This is where you start using things like testimonials for these people. So for you to be able to put out the right message, you must understand the level that your customer is at the journey. Okay, when you look at the journey of this your potential customer, what level are they? Are they at the top of the funnel? Are they cold people who've not heard about you before, or have they heard about you? They've interacted with your content, right? And are they people who have initiated the process of getting to buy from you, but they didn't complete the process, right? How do you get them back into? So you can't use the same message for people at the bottom of your funnel, for people at the top of the funnel, right? So you must understand what level is this person in the journey, right? What level is this person in the journey? Understanding that will help you to craft the right message for um, your customer. All right. Now, the next thing that we're talking about is the sales letter structure. And of course, this is an old structure that has been working for ages. Okay. And if something is working, there is no need for you to start trying to look for something new, because it's already working, it's proven to work, right? And
Yeah.
this is the old form of attention, interest, desire, action, right? Now, once you get people to your sales letter, which is where you are going to convince people to buy your product, okay? The attention that you try to get here is it starts from your headline down to the introduction, right? So you have a headline. Like I tell people, your entire sales letter is basically trying to win an argument. Okay, you're trying to win an argument with your sales letter. All right, now your customer is coming to your sales letter with the mindset of looking for that one thing, not to buy from you. Okay, so he's coming to just look for that one thing to make him not to buy. Your duty is to counter every argument that they have. All right, every single objection that they have, your duty is to counter it. All right, which simply means the offer that you're trying to give starts from the beginning of your sales letter. So you have your headline. Your headline should be an encompass should encompass your offer. Okay, should have your offer right there. Grab your the attention. It could be that you starting with a story or a discovery. All right, and of course you increase their interest. Try to get their interest into what you are trying to provide, right? Through testimonials and all of that, right? Then of course the desire, arouse the desire. What will it mean if they don't get your product, right? What will it mean for them? Okay, now the one thing that will really get people to want to respond to you is if you can show them what their life is going to look like if they don't take action, right? So if they don't take action right on that page, what will happen? You have to show them that. And of course, you must tell people what they need to do in order to get your product. Okay, you must tell them what they need to do to get your product. All right. Now, the other thing that I wanted to really talk about is the offer. All right. Now, I said something that just says later is a full breakdown of your offer, which simply means your entire sales letter is your offer. Okay, they are just these are the different parts of grabbing attention, arousing interest, right? And all of that is basically to get them to say yes, right? Now, like I tell people, the offer is like a destination for your customer, right? Now, if you're selling a weight loss product, the destination for your customer is to be slim, right? And be able to fit into their clothes. That's the destination, correct? Now, how do you structure your offer and make it even more valuable in the eyes of your potential customer? One, what is the perceived result, right? You have to show them the perceived result of this product. If they get this product, what's going to happen, right? So they are going to go from a size 18 to size 8, right? You want to paint a picture of how they're going to look like, right? And if you do this, how long is it going to take them to achieve this perceived result, right? So you need to tell them how long it's going to take. One thing that I have discovered is people don't want to spend a whole lot of time to get results. Okay, we are in an era whereby everyone is in a rush, right? And I still say that this is the reason why people still fall victims of Ponzi schemes, right? So you want to tell people what time, what's the time frame of achieving these results, right? And the shorter the time frame, the more appealing your offer will be to this person, right? Now, if you tell them, oh, it's going to take some number of time, it's going to take you 30 days, it's going to take 14 days, right? Now, what effort, how was the amount of effort that the person is going to put into achieving this result? Is the person going to run 10,000 kilometers for them to achieve the results, or they don't hit, all they just have to do is wake up every morning and drink a cup of tea? If you tell me, if I'm fat and you tell me that for me to achieve my result, I have to go to the market, prepare some meals, and this is why teas will sell more than just recipes, right? Because in people's head they are like, okay, I'm going to first look for these products. I'm going to go to the market, find these, look for these, put it together, right? But a tea, I will just have to put it in a cup, add water. So the effort that the person is going to take to achieve the result is small, right? Um, they don't have to do a lot to achieve the perceived results, right? Then the other thing that will influence your offer is the price. Okay, now the price is this is something that a whole lot of people still don't get right, right? Most persons they price their product based on what the next person is pricing it. No, your pricing should be as a result of the perceived value of what you are actually or what the customer is going to get. So instead of you just reducing the price, you want to increase the perceived value of what you are selling. Okay, and it's not just all about you looking at what other people are selling and then just reducing your price or increasing your price, because if you play that game, is never an ending game. It never ends. Okay, so what you want to do is ensure that you try to reduce the time, the effort that it's going to take your customer to achieve the results. This will increase the perceived value, and of course the risk. What's at stake for the customer, right? Is the customer going to probably lose a whole lot of money, or maybe lose a whole lot of time to achieve this result that they want? Or what happens if it doesn't work? If it doesn't work, it doesn't mean that they've lost their cash, their money, right? So your duty is to reverse this risk for them. Okay, because listen, the human mind is not built to take risk, right? The human mind is not built to take risk. So you want to ensure that you take as much risk from your potential customer as much as possible. Okay, now, the next thing, of course, that you want to do is put in some urgency and scarcity, all right? Because if you don't give people reason to take action now, they are not going to take action. Okay. Like I always tell people, urgency is a function of you know time, right? Urgency is a function of time, and scarcity is a function of quantity, right? So when you have on your page that we only have 10 pieces that are left. I just think that that is actually cliche. A whole lot of people will even have timers on their pages. Your customers are very smart these days. They know what you're trying to do. Okay, they know that if they come back the next day, the timer will still be there, right? So instead of using that, you can, talk about how the whole process works. It takes a whole lot of time to produce these products and for it to get down to Nigeria and all of that, or wherever is it that you are selling your product, the time it takes for the product to be ready and all of that, right? Like I said, scarcity is a function of time, right? So you want to find how you can infuse that into your own offers, right? Now, the other thing that we need to talk about is bonuses. And the reason why I have this here is because a whole lot of people use bonuses the wrong way, right? Most people think that they have to give a whole lot of things for people to um, take what they see that they are offering seriously. No, right? Now, I tell people that bonuses are like future solution. They are like solutions to future problems. Okay, you want to view bonuses as solutions to future problems. Okay, so for you to provide bonuses simply means you know what your customer is looking for, you know what they are likely to face in the future, right? So, for instance, someone is going to take their tea and become slim, right? What is the likelihood of have they facing something in the future? Is Could it mean that, oh, how can they maintain that stature, right? How can they maintain that figure eight in the future? That could be a challenge for them, right? So your bonus can be something to help them to maintain that figure eight in the future, right? So you want to ensure that your bonuses that you offer should be something that will help people to solve even that problem they are having further, right? That is what you want to do. Okay. Now at this time, this is it for the conversion. I want to see. I don't know. Shika, do you have anything to add to this before we move on
Uh,
to the next section?
yeah. I have something to talk about. And it's on the what's it called funnel structure. All right. So Jonathan Melody talked about the top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. You see, um, one of the things I've come to discover is that the way you communicate with your cold audience is not the way you're going to communicate with. I think when I'm talking about cold audience here, I'm talking about the top of funnel. All right, it's not the way you're going to communicate with your warm audience, which is your middle of funnel. It's not also the way you're going to communicate with your what's it called bottom of funnel, which is your hot audience. All right, but I want to concentrate a little bit on the middle of funnel. All right. See, retargeting ads work if you know how to get it done. All right. I don't know. If I can share if I can share what's it called, my screen. I wanted to just see how to, just give you a little bit of tips on how to, as in just give a little bit of stuff on the little thing I have done on what's it called, with my retargeting ads that have always brought in results for me big time. All right. So let me see. Can I share my screen? All right. So here, uh, okay. Let me just go straight ahead. One of the things I've discovered with that works a lot for me with retargeting ads, what they call testimonials and user generated content. All right. Testimonials and user generated content. All right. Let me share my screen. I'm coming. Let me just share my screen. Let me share my screen. All right. All right. So one of the things, like I'm talking about retargeting here. Let me bring this down. Retargeting. All right. One of the things I've discovered that works for me are what's it called? Testimonials. All right. And this covers both what's it called? This covers both the ad copy and ad creative. All right. Yeah, this covers the ad copy and the ad creative. All right. Okay, so for the what's it called? The ad creative, you just want to get somebody to talk about your product and all that and all that. You just want to get somebody to talk about your product and you'll be fine. All right. Then for your ad copy, the simple stuff the simple structure I use is the testimonial in quotes, the testimonial in quotes, and then okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so and then what the next thing you want to do is to introduce your solution. All right, and the next thing you want to do is introduce your offer, and then the next thing you want to do is dropping your call to action. All right, and then add some bit of urgency, and you're good. All right. Let me see what is going on. All right. Okay. So this is my structure for my testimonial ad copy. When I'm running a testimonial ad, all right. As in for retargeting, okay. So for retargeting ads, when you're like, this is for the middle of the funnel, all right. This is for the middle of funnel, like for people who have watched your videos, for people who have what's it called, um landed on your landing page, all right. And for people who have engaged with your ads, like share, all those what's it called, data and what have you used. Now let us say, for example, and when it comes to retargeting, you want to personally, what I do is I retarget every single human being. I retarget every single person. 25% video views, 50%, 75, 95, everybody. Both my website visitors, I retarget everybody. And this is one method I use to retarget my what's it called? My people who have engaged with my ad content. All right. So testimonials, all right. The strategies I use testimonials, and it's both for my ad copy and my ad creative. My ad creative is all about the testimonials, and then my ad copy. Basically, this is the structure of my ad copy. I just say the testimonial, what's it called, what the product did for the person in what's it called, in a few in one sentence or so, and then I introduce my solution. That's my solution here is what the product is all about, and then I introduce my offer. All right, and then I make my call to action. Click here to see it now, and then I talk about urgency, just like Sir Jonathan, what's it called, thought a few minutes ago. All right. The second stuff I want to talk about here is user generated content. All right. User generated content here. All right. That's the second thing I use for my retargeting ads, user generated content. Okay. And this covers both my ad copy, okay, and my ad creative. All right. My ad copy and my ad creative. Now, user generated content here could be my review of my customer review of the product. Now, it might not be what's it called? It might not be a testimonial. This is not testimonials are very. It's not just I like the product, I love the product. Testimonial is basically what the product did for, just like you're giving testimony in church. Now you understand what I'm trying to talk about. But this time around, the customer is trying to give a review about the product, right? And then the next thing you want to do is you want to introduce your you want to drop what's it called, the value of your product. All right. So you want to drop what's it called, your solution, and then you drop your offer, and then your same CTA, and then your urgency. All right, and then we are good. So this is what I do for my what's it called, middle of funnel, and then once you're able to get this right, you'll be fine. All right, that is just what I wanted to add here. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Shika, for that. I don't know. Are you still there? All right. Okay, guys. So it's important for you to know the level that your potential customer is on their journey. Okay, so for you to understand your customer journey is very important to know the right message to put out there. Okay, so ensure that you know which level they are so that you can put out the right message. Okay. Now the other thing that we are going to be talking about is retention. Now, once you have these customers, how do you get them? How do you get them to stay, come back, and buy from you over and over and over and over again, right? So the first thing that we are going to be talking about is basically the product, right? The product is very important. The product is very important if you want to get people to return to your store, right? If you want people to come back and buy more from you, you want to put out products that work. Okay, so don't be one of these people who just want to make money for the sake of it, and they just put out every product that they see out there. Okay, so you want to spend time on the type of product that you put out there and ensure that you are selling products that work. Okay, you sell products that people find results from. You don't just want to put out products, right? Don't just put out products for the sake of it. Spend time in your products. Ensure that you are impacting lives. Okay, like I said at the beginning of this training, I said that we are here to show people how to make more money, people who are ready to impact the lives of their customers. Okay, and you do that from your product first, right? Now, the next thing that you want to ensure that you are able to do is give your customer a good experience, right? And to talk about this, I'm going to share a story. I was in a spa some few weeks ago, and I got to the spa from the point of reception to the point where they started administering the service. I loved it. Right. So you want with that I've told myself that I'm going to go back there, okay, instead of going to where I used to go to, right? So what I'm trying to say here is you want to ensure that you give your customer the best experience, the best experience. You want to give them the best experience. And of course, you want to engage in follow-ups, okay? You want to engage in follow-ups. If someone interacts with your store, you want to ensure that you follow up with them. Either you do that via WhatsApp, you do that via your ads, you do that via emails. You want to ensure that you follow up on people, right? Don't just let them slip away. And of course, you want to give out discounts. Exclusive discounts, by the way. So you have someone who is buying from you over and over and over again. You can give them exclusive discounts, right? Maybe on their purchase, you can have some notes attached to it, right? For their next purchase, you can do things like that. Then shout out during specific festive periods. Maybe it's Valentine period, it could be New Year, it could be Easter. Easter is coming, right? So you give out shout outs. And one other thing that will help you to really retain people is building ahead. Okay, people like being led, people like to follow. All right, so you want to ensure that you build a following of your people. Okay, you can build a following on Facebook, you can do it on WhatsApp, right? But it's important that you have a head. This is why this is how you will be able to break from the shackles of Facebook ads. Okay, this will help you to ensure that you can have returning customers even without you running ads. Okay, so you want to ensure that you build a head, build a following of people. Okay, it's important for you to build a following of people. All right, now let's look at what we have covered so far since the beginning of this training. We've been here for over an hour 30 minutes, right? So we've looked at the three core foundation that guarantees a steady inflow of sales for your e-commerce business. And of course, we've also looked at your acquisition strategies, how you can reach and attract the right audience with the right message. It's important that you put the right message in front of the right people. In fact, your message is more important. Your message is more important in terms of Facebook advertising. When I'm talking about message, I'm talking about the ad copy and the creative. All right, you can have zero targeting, but you have your creative on point, you have your messaging on point, you will still get the results that you want. Okay, now your conversion strategies, we talked about that and how to structure your landing page, your funnel, your sales letter, and your offer. It's important to look at all of these things as well, right? And of course, we talked about your retention and how it's important that you keep your customers happy by giving discounts, giving shout outs, give them good experience, right? Yeah, the first experience. So they message you at first. How do you respond to them? That's very important if you want them to return. Okay, first impression in your business is very important, that because that will ensure that will ensure that people get back and even buy from you more, right? Now, if you, when you execute all of these things that we just talked to you guys about, the end result is consistent flow of customers and sales. You have continued business even without ads, right? So you don't become a prisoner to Facebook ads, right? So you started complaining of bans and all of those things. frustrations that a lot of people face on Facebook, all right? You want to grow beyond that. And you can only do this when you have these structures in place in your business, all right? You want to be able to build a sustainable business. When you do all of this, you build a sustainable business, you increase your conversions and monthly turnovers, all right? So now you have basically two options. Okay, you can decide to go on this alone, all right, or employ the services of experts, okay, right? And who best do you want to have to help you out than someone who you know that has been doing this, people you know who have been doing this over and over and over and over again to help you figure things out for your own business, all right? And this is why we'll put out um a program for those persons who are interested, and we'll call it the e-commerce growth accelerator, right? But we cannot have everyone into this, okay? Not every This is not for everyone. The essence of this is to help you achieve more in the next 3 months, right? All right, than most people will do in 3 years, okay? So for those persons who are ready to take their business from doing 20 million yearly to more, this is for you. If your business is currently doing below this, no, this is not going to be for you. We want people who are already doing some figures and they want more from their business. Those are the kind of people that will want to even help to achieve more, right? So if you know that you're someone, your business is doing between 20 million and above every single year, and you want to have these structures well laid out for you in your business and see how exactly you can even take your business to doing more every single year, then this is something that will be right for you. Okay, you want to invest in yourself, you want to invest in your business, um, you want your business to grow, this is something you want to invest into. And of course, we have just 20 slots, all right? And like I said, we are not working with everybody. We want people who are ready to invest in themselves and in their business, all right? And this is why we're going to qualify a whole lot of people, right, to ensure that we're getting the right people. So if you want to be part of this, you want us to look into your business and help you structure your business, because now you want to ensure that you have the right structure in your business. You want to ensure that your business is predictable, all right? You want your business to be run by the numbers, all right? So go ahead, book a call section with us. All right, a 30 minutes call section. All you just have to do is go to the URL on your screen, 10xecom.club/book a call, and we are going to reach out and we are going to talk to see if this is going to be a right fit for you, right? Like I said, this is not for everybody. These are for the people who are ready to take their business to the next level. All right, the time is here. We are just in the first quarter of the year. This is March. So if you want to apply this into your business, this is the perfect time for you to do that. Okay, so like I said, go ahead, visit that URL on the screen, 10xecom.club. You can also find it in the description of this video. You'll find it in the description of this video. Go ahead, book a call with us, and we'll reach out and we'll talk and see how these things can be applied into your business. And not just about applying into your business, but how you can fix some of the loopholes in your business. All right, so if you are one of those persons, if you know that this is you, if you know that you want to take your business to the next level, you want your business to do more than it's currently doing, go ahead and click on that button below this video in the description section, or just type the URL on your browser, and you should be able to book a call with us. All right, so that should be it for tonight. Thank you so much for spending over an hour with us this evening. We really appreciate it, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us tonight. And I hope that we brought you value tonight. And even though we don't end up working together on your business, in your business, I hope that you found value today and you can apply some of these things that we've taught you about in this training. All right. So that should be it tonight. Thank you once again for being with us. Have a great night rest.